Hey everyone. So I got this question twice in 1 week, how to separate business and friendship in a relationship driven world. And I'm just going to kind of add without, right, having tension or frustration in whatever relationships that you're having. And I think that we just need to talk about this and address it because so many, hey Jamie, how's it going? So many people, like, you start off launching a new builder and it's like, hey, make your 100 names list, go do it, why aren't you doing it? And we're not even as leaders acknowledging the fact that business and friendship, like, that's something that we need to make sure that everyone feels okay with and they have a good approach with it. And even when you have a more mature business and you want to help a friend but you don't want to not be involved to the next party, and you don't want them to feel like your relationship is, right, like, transactional, or that you're using them, and then all this stuff. Like, tell me if this relates to you, if you guys are on live or if you're on the replay. Like, does this challenge of how do I business and friendship in a relationship driven world, is this a tricky thing for you? And if it is, what's tricky about it? Like, let's have this conversation because it's not being had anywhere. So the initial question was, how do I separate business and friendship in a relationship driven world? And my initial response is, why would you want to? Why would you want to? Hi, Leanne. And the reason I bring up why would you want to separate business and friendship is because it has been scientifically, psychologically proven that productivity and happiness increase significantly amongst women with a best friend at work. Now, you don't need everyone to be your best friend. Like, you don't need a team of best friends. You need one work bestie. And this person can be different than your non-work bestie. I think that's important to have a non-work bestie and a work bestie. But your work satisfaction really improves a lot. And one of the best parts about network marketing and entrepreneurship in general is you get to work and buy from your friends. But it also can be a huge point of tension if intentions are unclear. So I don't think the question is, how do we separate it? I think the real question is, how do we integrate it in a way where the relationships improve, or how do we maintain friendships in a business relationship, or how do we maintain our friendships when a business relationship has run its course? And as I'm recording this, I am thinking about how this Friday is National Bosses Day. And I know that's kind of dorky for me to note, but I always thought it was funny that my business partner, Karen, joined the company on National Bosses Day. So my planner always reminds me of when that happened. And so I just totally get how complicated and confusing, we talk all the time about how complicated and confusing these relationships are. And the answer is, overall, communicate proactively. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me every day, shame on me. Communication is the key. And you're like, okay, I get that, Tasha, but how do I communicate? So I have 4 tips for you that I think are going to be super helpful. And here we go. And so maybe if you guys want to, like, write these in the chat so you can come back to it, or tell me which one is most helpful for you. Here we go. Tip number 1, hold the business relationship loosely. You are friends first, and the business relationship came second. This is up to us as leaders, or if you have customers, right? We need to know, like, for us, if we are grounded in the fact that they're our friend first and they're in our business second, they're going to feel that intention. And I think that's really important. So be proactive in nurturing the friendship side. If you don't nurture the friendship side, people are going to feel like it's all about business, but in the same way that you always used to. Just like, don't change that. And your history is going to be a foundation for their perception of you. So whether or not they perceive you as salesy, using them, transactional, whatever, that's all going to be based on things that have nothing to do with your network marketing business. It's all going to be based on how you've lived your life this whole time. Like, were you caring and giving and generous and a good listener? Well, if that's the case and you reach out to someone, they're not going to see it as transactional. They'll be really glad that you reached out to them. So hold your relationship loosely. Like, don't put so much pressure on the relationship because that's where people start to feel like, I'm letting you down. No, I'm letting you down. No, I'm letting you down. And trust me, that is a disaster. I have experienced it many times, and it's super tricky. So hold your relationship loosely. Tip number 2 is to acknowledge the awkward. Acknowledge when, if they decide to be a customer, or if they decide to be a builder on your team, just to acknowledge that it's awkward. Hey, there could be complications if you decide you don't want to use this product anymore. And I just want to let you know, it's okay if you don't want to use the product anymore. Just let me know, or just cancel it on your own. My feelings won't be hurt. I know that's just part of it, but I really want you to try it. I don't think you're going to regret it. If it's a builder, let them know. Hey, I know that we're friends, and I wouldn't want anything to happen to our friendship if this was not a good fit. So if at any point you're like, I don't like this, it's not a great fit, I'm out. Like, obviously, if you're just discouraged and you need encouragement, that's different. But if you're out, then let me know, right? It's going to be fine. I just want to make sure that we're always on the same page, and I care about you whether or not you're in the business. The third tip is to create proactive safeguards. Most of the people that you're going to work with in your network marketing business, in some way, shape, or form. And if you don't know them now, you will know them because they're in network marketing, but they're independent contractors, not employees. So there's always this dance that you do on, are they in, are they out? Like, what commitment level are they in? What's going on here? So create proactive safeguards. So here's a couple of ideas. One really helped a client. And I said, if they're your friend, like, text them friend stuff. And if it's regarding business, Facebook message. Shift environments and modalities. So that way I know that if I am Facebook messaging this person, it's a work thing. But if I'm texting people, it's your friend. Or just introduce yourself when you're reaching out. If you're doing a retention call for a customer, that's great. Maybe you wouldn't have called them otherwise, but just let them know. Hi, this is Tasha. I am calling you, and just smile about it. I'm calling you as your blank sales rep. I'm calling you to see how your products are going, right? And then you can say, and by the way, as your friend, how are you? It's okay to provide customer service to your friends and family. Just acknowledge that that's what you're calling about. And conversely, if you're reaching out to them, say, hey, it's your friend here. I'm calling about whatever. Like, just be proactive in that. Don't bring up your business at social events. Allow them to bring it up. Just keep your friend hat on. Use the agreed upon method of contacting later if you want to chat about other business stuff. And just be clear, right? Just move it to whatever agreed upon channel that you have. Hey, Carrie, how's it going? I'm glad you like this idea. Tip number 4, actually in the tip number 3, hey, thanks, Pat. Create proactive safeguards. Another really, really important, this is for everyone that's an important member of your organization. This is for a leadership perspective. Every 90 days, schedule what's called a calibration call. And this is something we teach inside of our leadership coaching. And it's really easy and really simple. But at every 90 days, it's just getting back on the same page. A lot of people will focus on, like, okay, I'm going to do this for a few months and then maybe step back or step back in or whatever. And so in this calibration call, we ask, like, how did you feel about the past few months? What was your profit goal? What did you actually make? What's hard for you? Hey, Jacqueline, like, we have this actual outline in our leadership content, and you can read it. It's like, if you've never been a leader before, it's really easy. But that way you're on the same page proactively. So if they say, you know what, I'm going to take a few months off, it's not weird. They're not just disappearing and ghosting you. That's when tension happens. So the calibration call helps a ton. And then tip number 4, make sure if you are working with your friends that you have a secondary support system. So your friend isn't also your full-time business confidant. And this is not what I'm talking about when it talks about customers, but when you're an entrepreneur, you're going to need a lot of help. You're going to have a lot of really big emotions and thoughts that are really exciting and also not so exciting and kind of negative, and you'll beat yourself up. And if your friends within your business are your only people that you can talk to, they're not unattached, right? They're attached to you. So it's hard for them to see things objectively. They may not have experience with what you're talking about. And I think it's really, really important to have a neutral third party to ease the heaviness in relationships that are business slash friendships. Don't add that extra pressure to your friends. So just even an example in my business, one of my closest friends is also my business partner. And we've been friends for a long time before that. And we do support each other a lot. And we kind of joke that she's my on-site therapist. But at the end of the day, I make sure that I have my own business coach because there are some things that I need that really are not things that need to enter the friendship, and not areas that she would have the expertise to help me in. And I think that that is an important protective barrier around all of your friendships and relationships, is really understanding what roles people have. I'm going to just rant off to the side a little bit. This is why your spouse cannot be your business coach. Your spouse cannot be your trainer, even if they, like, let's say you have a spouse that's really good at business and really good at sales and all these things. That is not healthy for your marriage to have your spouse be your business coach. Go outside of that. I think that's just super important. And that's something that I practice as well. I would never ask you guys to do something that I haven't done, am not willing to do, or I'm not currently doing. And that is one of the really, really important ways to make sure business and friendship works together. I've been working with my friends for 20 years since I started indirect sales back when I was selling knives. When I became a manager in my corporate job, I had my roommate, Tori. She moved out. I got her a job working on another manager's team. There was a shuffle. So then my roommate was my employee. How's that, right? So I have had so much experience with it. And I will tell you wholeheartedly, mixing business and friendship, because we spend so much time at work, has been one of the most rewarding things I have ever done. It is also messy and icky and requires a lot of communication. And I sort of love it for that, because mixing those things has really helped me, I think, to be a much better person and a much better friend. And there's nothing more awesome than knowing that your business relationship, because it helps our friends meet their financial goals, or meets, in your situation, their health goals. Like, there's nothing more awesome than, right, working with someone you care about and that you love to help them to, or to guide them, or together work towards reaching a goal that's really, really important to them. And so I just don't want you guys to throw that away. Tip number 1, hold it loosely. Remember your friends first, business second. Tip number 2, acknowledge the awkward. Tip number 3, create proactive safeguards, like texting in different places, introducing yourself when you call or text on which role you're playing, calibration calls. And tip number 4, make sure you have a secondary coaching or secondary support system. I hope this was super helpful for you guys. You're going to be working in this space probably your whole career in network marketing. And if you guys need help with more stuff, I just want you guys to know that we are here for you to mastermind, to talk about sales and recruiting and leadership and social media. And so if you want to chat about just how we can work together to help you sort your words, your strategies, your time, whatever that is, just comment with "Let's chat," and I will have someone on my team connect with you, have a conversation on where to start and how we can work together. So I'll put that in the comments in just a bit as I finish this little video here. Let me know what your takeaways are. It really, really helps me in order to know what content to continue to produce. And I did decide we're going to do 3:30 Monday through Thursday. So I'll see you back tomorrow to chat about a new topic. Let me think about, what did I put on my... I think tomorrow I'm going to talk about recruiting, maybe. But yeah, let me know what is helpful for you. Let me know topics that you like for me to address on these Facebook Lives. Share them with your friends, and let me know if you guys want to chat. So have a great Taco Tuesday. We'll talk to you soon.